but I'm with DOULL in race number 1.
And DOULL comes clear, he's down near the line, will win it by about 2.5 Magna Spin, and also Nothing Silly.
Hello everyone and welcome to my preview of the straight 6 race day at Flemington this weekend. Can't wait to get stuck into it and bounce back off what's been a disappointing last 2 weeks. I got 0 winners 2 weeks ago. Last week I only got 1 and that was an odds-on favourite. So this week, let's hope for some winners. Race number 1 is a benchmark 84 over the 2,500 metres and we got equal favourites. Accountability 550 and TYCOON also at 550. So it's a wide open race. Here's Queen Takes King, and this was its first up run in the Warrnambool Cup. It did alright here, it ran 4th, beaten just under 9 lengths, so it wasn't close to the winner, Wichita Star, but it was on a bogged, heavy 10 track. So I think getting back onto a firm surface really helps this horse out. I think gate 9 it should get back, but it should be charging home late, and if it's at its best, I reckon it's going to definitely run top 3, but how much the Warrnambool Cup and the bog track took out of it is a little concern, but I'm still happy with Queen Takes King at the price, especially on top. TARAMANSOUR, a very, very close second. Gate 6 should get a good run for Damien Oliver and is in good form. It's a good chance. Accountability needs to recapture its form, but if it does, it's definitely a winning chance. It has to get off gate 1 as well, and PESTO for John McNeil can run well, but I'm with Queen Takes King in the first. Race 2 is a 2-year-old set weights plus penalties over the 1,400 metres. Brosnan, the top weight, is at $3.20 and is the favourite ahead of Lethal Thoughts at $6, and there's $7 down there for Far From Discreet. This is Lethal Thoughts' most recent win, and it was its only race start at Sale in a 2-year-old maiden. Beat Cold One, who it was a $28 chance, so you could say is out of form, but it's a really nice horse, Cold One, and Lethal Thoughts took the whole straight to beat him, so I think a step up to 1,400 metre suits. From gate 6, Lethal Thoughts will be right there on speed and ready to pounce at the top of the straight, so I'm with Lethal Thoughts, but the play is 4 each way on 57 years. I reckon it's way over the odds. Gate 12 will need some luck, but if it gets a good position in running, I reckon it can run top 3, so I've got 4 each way on 57 years for Liam Howley. Craig Newitt in the saddle. Brosnan, definitely the classiest horse in the field. Gate 2 should be around midfield or forward, so it's a good chance in Amalgamation, who's a fair way off the top 3. But I'm with Lethal Thoughts and 57 years in race number 2. Race 3 is a 3-year-old handicap over the 2,000 metres. Flash Feeling is the $4.20 favourite, $5 for Secret Glamour and $5.50 for both Villaden and also Blushing Tycoon. Now, this horse is on the week back up, Flash Feeling, after a very impressive win last week at Flemington. We're watching it here. This was over 1,700 metres, so it steps up in distance on the week back up, which I don't mind, and it was only sprouting wings very late in the race, so I think it still had more to give, and I reckon the week back up won't do it any harm. So from gate 10, we'll be running on like it did here, and hopefully it can pick them up like it did on this occasion and win. So I've got Flash Feeling on top, ahead of Villaden, who is accepted up in Sydney as well, but if it runs here, it's a very good chance. We'll be getting back and running on, so it's in good form, and I reckon it's ready to win. Secret Glamour brings the class. It's off a let-up, and a few heavy tracks in Sydney won't do it any favours, and Blushing Tycoon in for 4th. I'm with Flash Feeling in the 3rd at Flemington. Race 4 is the 3-year-old fillies benchmark 78 over the 1,400 metres. Defining is the $3.50 favourite, $7 for Torregine and also Liberated Girl. And that is the horse we're going to take a look at, Liberated Girl. This was its only race start and it was a win. It was a maiden at Mornington, and this was 4 days after Christmas of 2021. So it had this run, had a spell, and has now come back for its first up run on the weekend. It was a good maiden win, this one. Jamie Carr rode it, beat Hardly Sweet, who then went on to place 2 lengths behind Barb Raider and Argentia in the CUNY, so that's good form. I reckon Liberated Girls, it's a tad over the odds considering the unknown X factor about it. From gate 8 should be getting hopefully midfield or somewhere and seeing what it's got late. So Liberated Girl on top, Literary Magnate, probably the best horse in the race. Gate 12 will need luck, and I think it's a tad over the odds. Defining, I think, was maybe a tad unders, draws the stickiest gate possible, so not sure about it, but its form is definitely good. And Miss OSTEND, I reckon, is over the odds coming down from Sydney, but I'm with Liberated Girl in the 4th race. Race 5 is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1100 metres. Star Patrol is the odds-on $1.60 favourite. Luna Cat is at $11 and Outback Action right down the bottom is at $5.50, its biggest danger. But I believe what I see with Star Patrol, as we look at its most recent run here in a 3-year-old handicap over the 1200 metres at Flemington, won by 7 lengths. It was oh so impressive. Brett Preble retains the ride, drops back 100 metres, which I don't see to be any query the way it won here. And I'm just so excited to see what it produces again. If it wins by a fair space again, then I'll be getting pretty excited. I think it's already $17 for the Everest this year, so a lot of hype about it, and I'm excited to see what it does. Outback Action in for second, its biggest danger. Gate 4, never seen the straight. Its win last start was very good, so it's a chance. Luna Cat will be running on from the back, and TREPORTI first up, I reckon just a tad over the odds at $21, but it's all about Star Patrol and what it produces in the 5th race at Flemington. Race 6 is a benchmark 84 over the 1800 metres. $5 is about for both Basarwa and Le Chevalier. $5.50 for Worthily, and the favourite at $3.90 is COOLTH, the second emergency. We are going to take a look at the last start replay of COOLTH. This was in a slowly run race last week at Flemington, so it had plenty in the legs. As you can see, it's held up, and I reckon at the end of the 1600 metre journey it had heaps left in the locker, so I think the week back up won't do it any harm. Still has to get in the field being the second emergency, but I think it only needs one more scratching, so I think it'll get in the field. Gate 5, John McNeil optics. John McNeil decides to ride COOLTH over Worthily. I reckon it's important to note COOLTH only on the week back up, and John McNeil is a big regular rider of Worthily, who's ridden him, I think, the past 3 or 4 times. So COOLTH on top. Kinane's not renowned for a winner, I should say. But from gate 9, can get the right run and win. Basarwa draws a touch wide, but Damien Oliveron is a good plus, and Medieval miss over the odds. But I'm with COOLTH in race number 6 at Flemington. Race 7 is the listed straight 6. Down the straight over the 1200 metres. Front Page is the $3.30 favourite, and It's Our Time is at $3.50. They both clear out. And we're going to take a look at the last start replay of It's Our Time at Caulfield. This was very hard to watch if you had It's Our Time, like myself. It played up before the race. It missed the start by about 2 lengths and only lost by a length and a bit. So probably would have won the race had it not been so agitated pre-race. And if it keeps its cool on Saturday, I reckon it's the winner. Gate 7 is a little bit of a query. I prefer it out wider down the straight in these types of races, but it's become one of my favourite horses, It's Our Time, and I'm a big fan of it, and I'm happy to have 15 the win on It's Our Time on the weekend, because I think it probably will be winning the straight 6 if it doesn't get agitated pre-race. Front Page in good form is proven down the straight. Gate 9 will get a good run. It's a good chance. REGARDSMAREE, 1200 metres, I don't think there's any query. And Romancer, if it can repeat what it did last year, it's a big chance, but I'm with It's Our Time. Race 8 is a benchmark 100 over the 1600 metres. On this page, we got $9 for Cherry Tortoni, $9.50 for Skyman, $3 for the favourite TUVALU, and TUVALU and PROCONSENT come out of this race at Warrnambool. TUVALU wins the race, PROCONSENT runs second. I've got PROCONSENT on top. On the weekend, it's paying $11. I just think the price discrepancy is too big between these two Lindsay Smith trained gallopers. I think PROCONSENT will probably be better suited at Flemington rather than TUVALU. Leaders aren't usually suited at Flemington. So I've got PROCONSENT on top just because of the price, and getting back onto a firmer surface will help it. But I still got a sizable win bet on TUVALU because I think it just comes down to these two Lindsay Smith runners here. I reckon they're both very good chances. So 30 the win on TUVALU, 15 on PROCONSENT. VITRUVIUS will be getting back, but absolutely charging home late as well. Cherry Tortoni from the back. But it's all about these two Lindsay Smith trained gallopers, PROCONSENT and TUVALU. If one of them win, I'm happy. A tough race to finish the day. Race 9 is a benchmark 70 over the 1100 metres. Grand Pope is the $5 favourite. Zach DeBoss is at $6.50. $8 for both Mississippi and Fumiko. But this was Grand Pope's, its most recent run down the straight at Flemington. This was over the 1200 metres. It sprouted wings late to win. I wasn't too sure who to pick on top in this race, but I landed on Grand Pope. I think 1100 metres, it prefers 1200 metres, but 1100 metres is okay. Draws gate 19, draws the right part of the track. John McNeil on. Will be sprouting wings late. Whether it gets there in time, I'm not sure, but I just thought it was the most likely winning chance in the race, so I'll put it on top. Zac de Boss in for second. Draws gate 1. Not ideal down the straight, but it's in good form. Mask Up comes over from Adelaide. If it wins 3 in a row, it's a pretty promising horse. And Libertus was a pretty good winner first up at Sandown and can repeat the dose again. But I'm with Graham Pope in the last. Good luck to you all, and I'll see you next week.